And we're back. Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another Let's Create. In today's episode, I was thinking, let's try something new. Let's work through one of the ideas that I had and um, put it into practice. Again, if you're new, get out a pencil, get out paper, and just draw with me. Sorry, I had to check something real quick. Just draw with me. Um, for now. What I think I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a little scene with a campfire and maybe someone sitting next to it. We'll see how that goes. So we got the nice, I think logs are meant to be sort of not exactly, you know, solid in fire, but I think they're meant to have some sort of like flare. Because when you put a log in the fire, you're really sort of just making something that will burn. Uh, you're putting something in a place where it will have a purpose. And here what I'm kind of doing is I'm just kind of shading out like a sort of fire. You're not really supposed to do that, but who fucking cares? Really? Like this is sort of it. I kind of like that. We can have more layers. I think this one will go under, and I'm just gonna shade that through. And shade this up. Okay, so this was a good little experiment to see how the fire might look if I just try winging it. And I'm not happy with it, but I'm not unhappy with it per se. I think if we change the color of this to like orange or yellow or red, then I'm gonna be a lot happier. Um, so yeah, for the time being, let's just merge this all down and move it a little bit. Um, so let's make it a bit bigger, bring it here, and this can be sort of like the center stage, I'll say, for like a scene. So if you have this campfire, I think it would, of course, be nice to have a log, but you don't want to be surface level with the log. So I'm gonna actually make the log sort of down here, have a little spout from the log, i.e. a branch. Um, we're not doing it too well here, but it doesn't need to be done too well. So if we have the log up on this little campfire, next to this little campfire. I put them in the same spot. That's okay. That's okay. It's always best to not put the things that you're drawing in the same layer, which when you do, that's okay. So we have this sort of log, we have this fire. I put the log way too close. So I am going to be erasing the log and working on something here. Just trying to figure out the sort of scene. I'd like to have someone sitting by the fire. Maybe you're facing them to the back. Maybe you're next to them, but this is just to sort of give you an idea of someone being there, someone being present next to the fire. Um, and I think I'm gonna shrink him, and I am going to draw a log. So this log is sort of gonna cover up his leg. It's a little, maybe we draw it a little further down so we don't have to deal with this upper part merging with his leg. But we get this little upper part of the log, all those years that are baked into it, and then sort of the grisly texture of a log that this little guy is sitting on. So maybe you just maybe you just run into someone who's sitting by the fire and having a nice little warm time. Um, that is definitely not right. Let's get rid of that. Um, and in the moment, you aren't given much power. You are here to sit by the fire and listen to this person. This is all very conceptual, nothing too serious, but we're gonna have his little hood that has little bit of that. So he's wearing cloth and he's sitting by the fire. Cute little guy. Maybe a wizard, maybe a passing, trader. Maybe just someone entirely different. You just have this guy sitting by the fire. His other arm, of course, also warming up. But what do they look like? What do the people look like? The people who are sitting there. That is the real question. So, for the scene, of course, it would be cool to have a sort of darkened into a sort of faded out background. Maybe you have the trees. Behind everything, you have like the trees and the woods and the birds and the insects and the animals just there, just watching and being there. So you have, of course, you're gonna have some spooky looking trees because it's nighttime, but you know, you're gonna have trees nonetheless in the back, maybe some sticks pointing out, sticks pointing towards you, sticks pointing everywhere, because there are sticks everywhere in the forest. And then let's go back to the fire. Let's sort of give it almost a shape, but more color, less shape. Um, I have not done much practice in the ways of drawing fire or digital art for, at all. But what we can do now is we can have some of these trees reflect a little bit of a glow. And maybe his hand is reflecting it too. Maybe oh, get out of here. Sorry if I'm making too many layers for y'all's appreciation, but can get a little bit of fire glow on the front of him, you know, because he's there. He's sitting right in front of the fire. And we just kind of want to join him. Not gonna lie. Um, let's get some orange up in here, maybe lower than the yellow, so we can have a more of a like a contrast. And that I'm really liking the way this is looking, although it might not look the best for a sketchy sort of beginner fire. I really don't think it's looking that bad. Um, so we get that. have a nice orange going. And really, I think this is the most I'm gonna do for color, because this is the very, very most red that you see only in the coals. Um, ah, I think I'm gonna be moving the little orange layer below the white one. No, no, I won't be doing that. I'll move it above the white one. Um, set up a little bit of that darker, deeper red. It's been a while since I've seen fire too, so this is all going to be very experimental, very sort of, creative and nothing too serious. Just a nice little fire, a little glow coming off of it. Mm. And there we have a stranger that looks like he's being set on fire. But there we have a stranger. Let's make one of the strangers right now. Let's design some concept for him, right? Like, fuck, why not? Like, hmm. I'm thinking we give him sort of like a shorter, broader cheekbone, maybe a wider head that goes out a bit, and up. Let's give him horns, right? Let's give him no. Let's not give him horns. These are ears. I get to have creative freedom because I'm drawing. If you're drawing, you get to have creative freedom as well. And let's build him out to be very stocky. Yeah, let's get rid of this for the most part. We can leave it a little bit, but I'd like to just sort of clear up this space if I'm going to draw a face in there. Um, and I've never done any classes on character creation or customization or anything like that, but if he's an orc, he's going to have very, very wide jaw. He's going to have little, maybe even little teeth, little imp-like teeth that give him this sort of definite underbite. But for his nose, I'm thinking we'll just do something classic, like almost an animal nose, and let's give him big eyes. Okay, so no, that's about right. So his eyes are, I mean, of course, they're a bit off. So I'm going to be fixing that. I think that can be where the eyes are, but I'm going to use the same sort of parameters. So I really like the way this eye looks. Let's try and do the same thing on this side. Um, just sort of a sunken, really kind of cute eye design. Let's get rid of these because they're no longer important. And let's get rid of this line. I'm really liking the way this guy's turning out. If you aren't, feel free to show me what you're working on, and maybe I'll agree, yeah, maybe your design is cooler. But at the end of the day, it won't matter because, you know, coolness is subjective. That's why I'm always the coolest guy in the room. Um, so he is, let's see, am I in the right layer? No, I'm gonna go to a new layer and zoom in even more. You can see the pixels at this point, which is fine. And let's give him, yeah, I like that. Those are cute little pupils. Of course, I could make it entirely black, but I like the idea of sort of like a small white pupiled little guy. Um, and let's figure out his posture. Let's figure out his posture. If he's a little gremlin guy, he might be hunched over like that, but if he's sitting by the fire, we can have a sort of, not even a sort of, just an entire different sort of, no, not sort of, an entirely different posture. If he's sitting down, so maybe he's just sitting down after a long day of going through the crazy machinations of the world, and he's ready. He's ready for a nap, as am I. He's just he's just sitting there. I kind of like this idea, but I also could work on it a bit. Maybe he is, sorry for the feet up close, but maybe he's sitting like this. Maybe he's sitting like this. He's tired, he's exhausted, and he's sort of looking up at the stars. Mm, Just just something to do by the fire. He has his arms spread out. Maybe he's just maybe he's just sitting there. Maybe he's exhausted. There's no way you could know what he is, but all of this on like a log, on a log, or maybe it's a rock, but all of this on something. All of this on something. So he's not just sitting there in the dirt. He's got at least something for himself. Um, and maybe you listen to him tell a story. This is a very basic goblin imp sort of character, but I'm really not mad about that. Um, I think it can be very cute if done properly. Um, Especially if we got him like tired out the wazoo. But for now, I think what I'm gonna do is test out on his head a little, ooh, a little design. I think could look cute. So maybe we got his arms going here and his legs going out here, so that he can sort of sit and not have to worry about much. Yeah, I kind of like that. I kind of like that. Definitely I'll make it bigger, but I kind of like the concept behind it. I kind of like the concept behind it. Just kind of just chilling by the fire. But this is too like anime. This is too like kawaii anime girl here. Like I don't really want his hands going between his legs like when he's crisscross applesauce. I would like to have him doing something cute, but that's going to be quite difficult to pull off. So yeah, I just got rid of his body like that. But let's see. So maybe we got his neck and no, he has no neck. He has no neck. That's been decided. Um Maybe with this arm he's reaching out and he's oh, I need to make that much bigger. And he is up prodding at the fire. I think here he should have his knee under his arm. And yes, I am actually really liking this sort of body morphology design. Um, he's just sitting there. He's just sitting there poking at the fire, you know? His little hands can go down and he can sort of just chill by the fireplace. And that's his whole shtick. That's all he needs to do. Let's get some worn, you know, stuff so he can cover up his junk. But other than that, this is sort of what he'd get up to. Um, just kind of poking at the fire. Nothing too serious, you know. Oh, and yeah, he does look pretty cute just poking at the fire. I really like that. I really like that. That's quite a good design that we have going for little goblin fella. For now, let's shrink. Let's shrink this fella. Get him out the way a bit. Um, and then let's do the same for his body. No, let's not do that. First, let's go here and then we go merge down, merge down, merge down, merge down. And we're good. Let's move him, shrink him down like a little baby. Um, Try and get 0 on the rotation, but that's going to be impossible. So we have created one little guy. I'm very happy with him. We have created little goblin guy poking at the fire. Oops, poking at the fire. Just prodding it, making the waves go shh, making the embers just shoot out. Um, and just playing with it. Let's create another character. I think some sort of humanoid would be nice, but let's create the posture first, just to test it out, see what's going on. This is probably going to be the last little design of this video. Okay, and I think I'm gonna name this one "Strangers by the Fireplace." Um, let's create episode 2. You know, if you're keeping track. Ooh, I think this guy, he can be taken over by something. Maybe half his face is taken over by it too. But let's say it starts in his shoulder. So it's like almost like a fungal sort of growth, just festering and and taking over his arm and his chest and his body, and eventually his mind. But that's something he'll just have to come to terms with when the time comes. You know. But for now, that should do. His arm is gonna be down here. It's gonna be all wilted and sort of nasty. But his other arm is going to be in perfect health. He's going to be very healthy, sort of chunky. Nothing, nothing can get you down kind of guy. Yep. And then up here, we have the fungal infection. So you get his shoulder, bring that up into a neck, and hold the chin up high. Get a smile on your face, get a big smile on your face, and hold your chin up high. Let's get him a nice hairline, maybe a little shorter one because he's going to be out in the wilderness. He has to cut it himself, probably with a sword or something like that. But yeah, head up high. Ah, I'm not liking this guy. I'm not liking this guy. Let's get rid of him. And let's make him a little more somber. Let's make him reflect his ideologies in his words rather than his structure. Maybe he's just standing by the fire. Maybe he's trying to burn his arm off to get rid of the fungal infection. And maybe he's just chilling. Maybe he's just out there for a good time. Camping, you don't know if the fungal infection is bad. You don't know if it's something he meant to get or not. It's just sort of there. Um, he has a very big arm, I must say. Let's tone that down a little bit. Um, and yeah, bring in a little bit of that. Little nice forearm action. Nothing too serious, nothing too, drastic. But he gets his little nose down and his eyes down as well. So let's have their hair sort of shaping down, falling down in this sort of, yeah, this fungus, this nasty looking little mysteriously colored thing. And yeah, really you can't like every design that you make. Um, oh, go. I don't know why that just happened, but you cannot like every design that you make, sadly. Um, which I think is good because it makes for good designs when you do like them. Um, and this is sort of like a, yeah, a nasty little ailment, but he is chill. Okay. And then, of course, we can work on the pants later. We can work on the clothes later. But this is sort of his look. His his arm is all withered and dark because of the fungus taking over his shoulder and his body. But he's got to be chill about it. He's got to be chill about it. He said, "What else can I do but keep going?" And that is primarily the objective of this game. What can I do except keep going? You know? And honestly, I'm really a fan of this design. Of course, I still need to work on the clothes and the colors and all that, but I am a very big fan of the design. We can move him down here, and we are good. Again, just a suggestion, get out your pencil, get out a random piece of paper, and start drawing. Like, just make something. Make some origami, maybe a little, maybe you're making a paper ball. Doesn't matter. Make something. Do something with your day. Reach out to the people around you and do your best. Do your best. I believe in you, each and every one of you, even if I don't say it. And I'll catch y'all next time. Adios.